Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. All right, let's continue with the Hermetic journey. There's a lot of psychology involved in developing the self-image of the person you want to be. When a person begins Hermetic training, they'll have an idea. What is the magician? There's a concept in your mind of what that actually means. And you'll go, okay, I want to be this, but I'm that. You obviously don't have all the skills that's in the initiation text when you start, and you want to have those skills. How do we come to terms with this difference between where we are and where we want to be? Now, the first thing is clearly identify your black and white mirror, who you are and where you are, and then clearly identify who you want to be and where you want to go. And then match up the contrasts. There's a fire quality here where you are, and there's a fire quality there where you want to be. And then define the mechanical, alchemical method to transform this into that. And how do you do that? And every aspect of your mirror, every aspect of your profile, the psychology of you has to be transformed into this person that you want to be. Has to be transformed into this skill. This person doesn't have that skill, this person does. And what is the causation chain, the process of skills to get you from here to there for each matching tuning fork? So, fire element. This person here gets irritable and impatient in traffic, and this one here is mindful and balanced. So how do we take this fire element from here and transform it to there? We want to match all these and these qualities first, get a matching of transformation through the resonance of those tuning forks. Once we've got those paired up, and we have an elemental framework of fire, air, water and earth on those pairs, and we'll have some things which are a mix, and some things which are more akashic, and some things which we just don't have a box to put them in, so they'll be more like anomalous sort of ideas, and there'll be others which are highly balanced between the elements. Whichever it is, you want to profile these two maps and create resonant connections. The next thing is look at which methods suit your personality best. If you're a very strong, willful person, your mindfulness practice will be cutting off things as they happen. So you're walking down the street, you smell some yummy food coming out of a restaurant. Instead of just walking in there and having that food, you're going to practice asceticism and make ascetic the framework of change. You'll say, no, I'm not going to do that. You'll have a raising of the will, and your willpower will override your desire. If you're more of the feeling person, you may be the alchemist, where, okay, I'm going to feel those emotions and I'm going to raise them up, and you're going to work with them energetically rather than cutting them off with will, and gently transform them from one energetic state into another. If you're more of the air element personality type, you're going to take that feeling that arises, you're going to categorize it instantaneously through your intellect, and you're going to convert feelings into intellectual information through thinking about it and contemplating it, going, okay, what element is that? How do I structure this? How do I work with this? And through paying attention to the feeling and thinking about it, the energy rises from an emotional state of feeling in the astral to an intellectual state. So there's a type of alchemy that happens through the process of contemplating, categorizing and thinking. And it changes state. And then from there, you dissolve the energy and let it go because it's easier to manage. So the air element people will manage their emotions intellectually. And it may be just as something as simple as, well, that's a stupid emotion, I'm not going to let myself feel that. Then your astral body pulls it from a feeling into the intellectual capacity, because the intellect dominates feeling so strongly, it does a type of alchemy on its own. Then there'll be the person who goes back to the cave later that night and does a release on it, goes, okay, I had these experiences, I'm just going to dissolve and release. So as you're developing your methodology on how you're going to connect this personality trait to that personality trait and develop it, the methodology you use will be more built around your personality than a fixed framework. Everybody doesn't do it the same way. Now, when we're looking at metaphysical skills, your weaknesses will have elemental relationships within the skills. So weaknesses within the water element, as you're transforming them into a higher frequency, you may be taking that water element energy and amplifying your ability to feel. So your clairsentience is going to get better, and you'll make those associations. Now this needs to be thought out. You need to mind map the whole initiation text. First, who am I? And second, where do I want to go? And third, how do I get there? You have these three essential questions that need to be answered. This can only be done by mind mapping the whole initiation text, really contemplating who you are and where you want to go, and by mapping the text you get an understanding of how to get there. Once you've mind mapped the whole initiation text and done the first revision of all the exercises, I'm talking about all of them one into the other, and some of them you'll go, well, I can't do that, I can't do Akasha yet. Well, you can do a little bit of Akasha. If you watch your thoughts arise and fall away, the distance between the observer and the observed, there's a type of mental vacuity there as distance gets further away. That's a type of Akasha. And when you pay attention to that stillness, there's a type of release of time which takes you into the astral. And there's a release of space that puts you into the depth point of things. So you get a little bit of Akasha arising just from the first exercise. And if you're harvesting the stillness underneath every practice, by the time you've done your first run through, let's say if you decide, okay, I'm going to do every exercise 10 times, beginning to end, by the time you've got to the Akasha exercises towards the middle of the book, you're you've already got a little bit of that. And if you surrender to it, you've got more of it. You just let your mind become what you're practicing, and let go of the sense of, can I or can't I do this, versus I am this, and just surrender to it and own it. And then as you travel through, you'll be able to mind map the book. Now the second half of the book, the exercises, most people read them and go, well, that's totally outside of my ability. But it's relative. It's relative to your perception, your self-image, and your resistance to that ability to do it. If you're going, this is my destiny to do this, as you do the latter exercises, aspects of them will just come up to the surface and go, yeah, I've already got that little bit there. And it may be 1 or 2% becomes evident, and the next time you run through it'll be 3 or 4%, and then 5%. So you wake it up. The second half of the book requires more prayer skill to invoke those qualities. Now, the reason we start off with where are we and where do we want to go is because everybody wants to go to a different place. It's the same book, we're mind mapping the same book, but our goals are different, our life's purpose is different, the magician is different for each person. There's no two magicians that are the same. So getting more and more clarity on the method of getting from here to here is really, really important. Now a lot of people will do step one and, okay, I'm going to master this, I'm not going to move forward like Barden says. How can that possibly work? They don't know where they're going. They haven't got clarity on who side A is, they haven't got clarity on who they want to be, and they don't have clarity on how to get there, and they haven't mind mapped the text. They're going totally blind. So if you approach the book one exercise at a time, 99% chance you're going to fail. And the people who do kind of get there aren't going to be getting there very well, and it'll take a very long time. So you've got to think this out intelligently, you've got to think it out intuitively, and then you've got to implement each exercise straight away and start practicing them based on this mind map. Okay, so I hope this helps with the psychology of how to address getting into Hermetics and how to speed up progress. There's a lot of letting go of who you were to own who you want to be. And if you don't deal with these two ideas first, it's going to be a very slow road. We want to make things really fast for you. Okay, thanks for your time, and see you on the next video.